So let's dig into this. What is our modern environment really doing to our health? Here's a big question. Why are things like asthma and autoimmune diseases on the rise? Well, the answer might be hiding right in front of us in stuff we use every single day. I'm talking about things like plastics, the stuff in our personal care products. And yep, even in our food packaging, the culprits, well, they have a name: endocrine disrupting chemicals, or EDC. Let's see how they work. See, EDC look a lot like our own hormones. They're basically like faulty keys for our body's locks. And because of that, they can really mess with our whole hormonal system. So, what happens when our immune system starts getting all these jumbled up signals? Well, EDC, chemicals like, for example, BPA, can actually ramp up key inflammatory signals in our bodies. This can kick off a kind of chronic low level inflammation that scientists are calling inflammaging. Think of it like the body's alarm system is just stuck in the on position. But how can an exposure early in life have effects that last for decades? The answer, it turns out, is in a pretty wild process called epigenetics. Okay, so think of your DNA as the master instruction book for your body. Well, epigenetics is like a set of highlighters changing which instructions get read. This happens by adding tags that can silence genes or by changing how DNA is wound. And get this, exposures, especially before we're even born, can change those highlights for life. So, what does all this tiny molecular stuff mean for our actual real world health? One huge study found a link between early phthalate exposure and a higher risk of childhood asthma. And scientists are looking into other links too, like to autoimmune conditions like multiple sclerosis. Now, it's super important to say the science here is complex and it's still evolving. Pinning down a direct cause and effect in people is, really, really tricky, which leaves us with a pretty big question. What is our environment writing on our genes right now? Yep, this is Dr. Ebru. Thank you for listening.